front, on the other side, and on the back side. There's no nicotine, but we don't have to worry about that. Nobody ain't gonna smoke it. But that bottom one on the left draw side, that very bottom category, take medication as directed. Please follow the directions on the medication bottles if you have to take it. But also question what you're taking and why you're taking it. Especially if you're taking multiple medications, it becomes even more so important if you have different illnesses. Different illnesses may require different medications. Some medications may not interact well with each other and can cause other problems, which could cause your blood sugar to rise, your blood pressure to go up. All these things that we really don't know about because we don't track them on a daily basis. But if you're tracking it on a daily basis, and you start taking a new medication and it makes your blood pressure go up or down, or if it makes you dizzy, then you already know. It's that medication. You can start right there. Go right back to that same doctor, call them, leave them a message, do whatever you have to do to get in contact with them. Let them know that you're not feeling well. Yes.
I just found out that vitamins you take, if you take too much, can affect you adversely. I did not realize that until I had my last blood draw, and my vitamin D was off the hook. And I was feeling bad. I didn't know what was wrong with me, very weak. Get up and stagger, dizzy, heart racing. It was excessive up to the danger level for vitamin D. So I'm coming back down off. She called me up and said, get off the vitamin D, get off the vitamin D. And you know,
you would think that vitamins would be harmful. Right, but it goes right back to the other lesson of everything in moderation. It goes right back to that same thing I was talking about.
Every day. And that's what I was doing because the doctor told me.
Everything in moderation. Everything in moderation, not just food. Everything in moderation.
The other thing is, you know, all these lessons and charts for that, you need to be aware of your situation. If you taking too much whatever, it may affect you different than me. I may take that same amount and feel real good, but everybody has to be aware of their situation.
And again, knowledge is power, folks. Knowledge is power. So we're gonna go right to this recipe. Again, go through these handouts. Make sure you read the information. Ask your doctors, talk to them, ask them questions, ask the nurses, ask whoever is attending to you. Make sure they take your readings twice. If you don't feel comfortable with something, have them take it again. That's what they're there for. You don't have to take no for an answer because someone looks at their watch and they go, oh, well, you know, your visit that's been here. I don't care. I don't care how many other people are there. I don't care. Doesn't matter. That's your time. When they walk in that door, man that time. Okay. This recipe that we have is chicken vegetable soup with orzo and spinach.
What's orzo? Opinion.
Very good question.
Yeah.
Orzo is the pasta.
Oh, okay. I thought it was something foreign.
It is.
It is foreign to you. Yeah, I thought it was foreign. Yeah, it is foreign to you.
Orzo and rice are often mistaken. I think it's shakes.
You try to
Rice is the grain. Orzo is the pasta.
No,
You can substitute anything you want to in each recipe.
as long as it's healthy, right?
It's all about.
She talking.
Get even.
I'm going to that part.
All right. Let me know when you fix it.
I'm gonna let her know when you pick.
I'm over.
Now, even though this recipe tells you to put raw chicken into the stock to cook it, that's the step that they're asking you to do. Put your chicken in the stock once it starts to boil. You see where it has all the other fresh herbs and ingredients. Put in there. Well, I think I did that. How to season the stock.
Don't try this. Simple.
Or
Don't go dog the shit. Not Geneva, she's on the they call it.
here are herbs. Fresh herbs that I put in. That's rosemary and thyme.
Right there.
The deal's not in there.
There's not in here. It's just rosemary and thyme. Fresh herbs. Again, the more we replace the salt with, the more we have to put something in.
You see, you know, he's better than the sun.
Rosemary and thyme. And if you want to,
I don't have a sense of smell.
it's just fresh herb. So,
Can you eat that just raw? Jeff,
sir,
can you eat that raw?
this is the same thing that I put in my olive oil.
Okay.
Okay.
It's just fresh herb.
Yeah.
I got something different, but it's spice instead of being that my mama had the spice. Can I tell you anything?
Check the date on
Yeah, you probably.
it. Most of all, check and make sure it doesn't have what.
Okay, what? Salt. Okay.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, it's been day 13 years.
Same kind of thing.
That's those.
What we're gonna do is go ahead and add the orzo as instructed in the recipe. Now, orzo, like any other pasta, is going to take on the flavor of what you're doing. Okay, so the stock that I made, this is the same chicken stock that I always talk about. Please. This is the same chicken stock that I talk about all the time. I make myself the rotisserie chicken bones and the herbs and vegetables and stuff like that.
that you
Same
keep in
stuff.
your refrigerator for 2 months.
Absolutely. That I freeze.
Somewhere I was reading, I can't find it now, but it said the chicken skin. You don't use it, you
Oh,
just use it.
they're telling you to use boneless, skinless chicken breast.
Yeah.
That's what they're asking. But all I did was just rotisserie chicken. Because I like to keep the flavor. When I'm doing something, and I'm also thinking ahead to more purposes that I'm gonna use this for. So I'm gonna add chicken to this dish, but it's already cooked. So therefore I can take that step out. And if you don't have a rotisserie at home, I have a nice sized grill that I can rotisserie chicken. But if you don't have that, it's okay to buy them from the stores. Pretty much all the stores have it.
Oh, yeah.
But they still come with the label. So make sure you read that label and figure out what they seasoned it with. Okay, that way you know, you can control. The fact that I do this myself, and I already know. Okay. Okay, now, I'm going to go ahead and add the orzo. Or add anything else, because I want this pasta to start cooking. Normally, if serving the pasta by itself, you just put it in a pot of boiling water, add oil and some seasoning, no salt. So you infuse oil. But since this is already made stock, I'm just gonna add the oil right to it. Now, if you notice the size of the orzo, it's a small pasta, meaning it's not gonna take that long to cook. So therefore, it lends itself to adding other things to this while it's cooking. And that's how you capture the other flavors. Because the orzo, like other pastas, is going to absolutely absorb the flavors of whatever you're cooking it with. Right? So, got the chicken stock in there, got my herbs in there. I'm gonna add some frozen vegetables. Just a regular bag of mixed frozen vegetables.
Let's make frozen vegetables.
Mixed frozen vegetables. Remember how I always tell you fresh frozen canned? Because it's fresh,
Frozen and
frozen,
canned.
and then canned. That's the order in which you should, I would like to use things fresh first,
Okay.
then go down to frozen second. Because it has less preservatives in it than something that's canned. Okay, so because this came in a package, first thing I'm gonna do before I use it, look for what it says, the ingredients. As long as it tells me the ingredients are vegetables and in that package, I'm good. Always check the packaging. If you buy something that comes in a multiple pack container, it's probably going to be listed on the outer package, not the individual inner packages, but the outer package. So if you don't see it on here, you've already taken it out of the packet. Go back to the outer package. But it has to be somewhere. It's in a package. It has to be somewhere. Okay? Stir that in. How you doing, sir? Now, other thing this recipe calls for is spinach. It said frozen spinach in the package on that recipe. I'm gonna use fresh spinach. And I'm going to wait before I add the fresh spinach. I'm gonna wait before I add the chicken because that's fresh spinach. It hasn't been frozen and preserved or anything like that. The chicken's already cooked, so neither one of them need to be in that soup very long. Okay. Once I've added the orzo and the frozen vegetables, I'm gonna turn my heat down just a little bit. Like I say all the time, timing is everything, right? So now that I know that I got that going, I'm gonna take my, y'all stay for a little break here.
Yeah.
This is non-red. NAAN. That's the one. That is nine. Again, I'm gonna drizzle these. A little bit of the infused oil. A little bit of bread with a little bit of the infused oil.
Does everybody have infused oil? Infused oil.
That's the one.
We made them here. When, last year, we made, our own infused oil. Herb, oil, tea.
Look. Look.
Love.
Look.
Some love.
Gotta have some love.
Yeah.
What's that?
Maybe the chef have us make some more.
We will make some more. Does everyone want to make some more oil?
Yeah.
Okay. And we shall do that. As soon as I let a few more bottles evaporate. Thank you.
Oh, let me. I didn't get it.
Now,
I may have to start buying it laundry.
yeah, that's the bread. It's called naan, N-A-A-N.
Yeah,
Naan.
naan.
No, this is just bread.
It's on the back, on the back.
It's more of a flat.
Yeah. And it's better for you than the winter.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. No.
4 pieces. How much sugar we got? Oh. Sugar.
Stop being lazy and make it soon. I do my best. That's what's so funny. I know that's why I was.
Now that you got your bread in the oven, soup's going. Now you want to think about, now's the time. Now would be the time you would want to add other things into your soup. Start thinking about finishing it up now. Because it's that bread in the oven, it's only gonna take about 5 minutes or so. If that one. So I want to. Y'all smell that?
No.
Well, you will in just a few minutes.
Okay, we take your word.
But add the spinach.
The range is no.
See,
You smell it?
we need your approval.
You can't smell it. So the spinach, once you think it's about ready for your raw spinach.
I really just want the spinach to wilt down. I'm just gonna add it. Right here.
You want to get one?
Maybe say the Harrisburg family.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. So create document about.
There's one cup of frozen spinach, but you use the fresh spinach.
Yeah, because I prefer fresh. You frozen is a little more convenient. I'll wait.
Anyway, frozen is convenient for those of us who don't feel like get to the market.
Right, right.
Now, the
That
other-
frozen will be here, you can store it in your freezer, forever. Matter of convenience. It's always best to use something in its freshest state.
The other day they had a program on, saying that we need to start, visiting the farmers market more. One, you get fresh food. It hadn't gone through 3 different groups of people. And 2, you helping your local farmers daily business,
Absolutely.
which
Now
is.
this is just the juices.
It's just from
from
the
the
chicken.
chicken. I don't waste anything. That had so much flavor in it right there.
Okay.
Add it right to your soup. So much flavor there. Now, if you're using a boneless, skinless chicken breast, it's not gonna have as much flavor.
Right.
All that flavor is right here. Right in that breast. I mean, right in that skin, and that fat that's under that skin. But again, remember, lesson that we have today is what?
Watch your cholesterol. And the only way.
That's not manufactured. That is natural. Still bad, but it's natural. Okay? Now, again, here's how this is gonna make a couple meals out of this. I'm gonna take this chicken over here, put it in the soup. I'm still gonna have a carcass here that I could do, once again, the same thing that I'm doing right now. That stock that's in there, I don't throw these away. Even if I have to put them in Ziploc bags, put them in my freezer, wait until it's time for me to make some more stock. You can never have too much stock. Replace everything with stock that you're using for water, to cook pasta in, to cook anything that you're cooking with water. Try using this stock that you're starting to build up and make and keep for yourself, and change the flavors and the intensities of the stock that you're using. You can add peppercorns to it, make it more of a peppery taste. You can add in that salt replacement mixture, the onion, garlic, paprika. Want a little bit more of a kick to it, take paprika out, add chili powder. That's gonna give it more of a little intense kind of kick to it.
Chili powder. That's got kick to it.
It does have a little kick to it. Benefit of having good knives. Don't have to work as hard. That's just the wing. Every bit of meat that I can. Again, I'm not adding the soup, the skin to my soup, because I want to reserve it. Stop. And if you cook a chicken the right way, it should just fall apart.
But now you did this chicken yourself, right? On your rotisserie, at your house.
And it will pull right apart. If it came off that bone, it should pull right apart. If it's hard to get off of the bone, it's still underdone. It disintegrates in your hand. It returns in the powder. You really overcooked. I would say, if you cook a chicken and it turns into powder coffee, but you need some serious help. Not just a class, you need some serious help.
Now, if you put the skin, this part that you put over there in the soup, what will it do? Nothing.
Just give it more
And
flavor.
more flavor, but already got the flavor.
That's what I thought. That
But
it
then-
would do, add more flavor. If you-
What, and more flavor. You've already got plenty in
I
it.
think that's part of the chicken.
Well, it's already in here. But again, when you make it however you want.
Oh.
Well, for my recipe today, we're gonna take the skin and put it over.
When I get my bowl, I can go over there and get it.
If you don't cut you with his knife,
This ain't your chicken.
rather than use your knife, you'd rather do it,
And
I mean,
that tells me I know how
done.
done this chicken is.
Okay, okay.
Now, if it is just a little bit hard to pull off the bone, that's why they tell you to use bone skins. Because all you have to do is put it in there for 20 minutes and it's cooked. But I like the feel of food. If this was sticking to that bone, then I would know to let it simmer in this a little bit longer. But the fact that I can just pull it apart like that, this is gonna be ready as soon as it heats up in the soup.
Now, what about what was that you put in the oven?
Bread. The non-bread.
Cooked in
In a non-spicy.
It's not time.
Yeah.
Not quite yet.
Oh, okay.
You don't trust me? Don't sound like it at all. Not even a little bit.
You know, she the cook. Yeah.
I understand,
Hey.
but as a professional,
Make a mistake.
I would never question another professional.
Hey. I don't mean if it's not right, but you don't need to check it. You put it at a certain temperature and you just leave it there.
And the way, let me help you. The way I time things, when I'm doing multiple things, I know what time I put it in there, and I know how long it takes me to take the bone, the
Okay.
chicken off of that bone.
Okay. Good, that's good enough. then.
So the two of those should go hand in hand. What throws it off though is when, you know, someone's asked about putting skin in it. Gotta know what your ingredients are.
It's love.
But I can cook a little bit.
There you go. We're all set.
Yesterday.
Cook a little bit, but I don't want to.
That mac and cheese. No. Cooked yesterday. You know. Oh, yeah. Make mac and cheese.
In the home, I can smell it cooking. In here, I can smell it. In the home, I can smell that. Coming out. Yeah, we sitting.
That's why I kept on the old tables over there.
I'm glad to meet the makes.
Right, you bought new kid?
All these, all ones in here.
Oh, they look like it.
Ones over there.
What's your thing?
No. Yeah.
She's ready.
Great.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't your, not when are y'all?
It's a new one.
They squeeze folks in there.
It's a new one.
So they squeeze people in the,
They,
in that space.
what they have, about 30?
30, probably 30, 40 people. I think they had it set up when they get about at least 40, 50.
You sit right there, yeah.
That's why I'm still bringing the chairs, because they use the chairs over here.
Oh, okay.
That's why we so many chairs, chairs over
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Because I was, didn't want to bring all of them. Because see, when it was Saturday, had help, but the help wasn't
Available.
available. And they didn't do anything Sunday, they just went. I understand that.
Make calls for me, chair.
So you better check on them as that. You got it, man.
Yeah, let me go, I'm on Saturday.
But it's a blessing.
They got it.
They
did.
They had the date,
Today,
2 days.
it's a brand new stove. Okay.
Where did they get it?
Overnight yesterday.
All my grandkids.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, went out yesterday.
Where did you get it from?
Lowe's.
Lowe's.
Yeah.
And
You
Bill,
spread it down. You spread it down.
yeah, I told him when I came out there, saying, well, I can spare the site. We're in here. I'm not gonna
It's just showing.
Some people don't have no home front.
I guess anyone, especially.
Thank you, Chef.
You can just, I'm like.
And then you need a whole bowl, but you.
Because you know, I think.
No. It's a flatbread. It's flatbread. It's like a flatbread. Yeah,
I'm taste the season on it.
you can season it, you can put oil on it, herbs.
You don't take that all.
Not water.
Your taste is going.
Hey, go.
Yeah, I take the oil. Now, I'm not gonna get rid of what I got in at home, but I am gonna go out and start using this.
Get them at any grocery store. If you're looking for this particular type of bread, go over to like the deli section. And then usually they have the little pizza area.
Yeah.
We make pizzas and flatbreads. It's gonna be over there in flatbreads. It's a lot better for you than the traditional
You only got 1 grain of sugar.
one. That's it.
1 grain. Wow.
Look at the back of the local bread.
1 gram.
Take a look at the back of the local bread. See how much it tells you.
That bread is loaded.
It'll say you can sweet your tea with this bread.
Local bread is loaded. So. Preserve the place.
Anybody else check the pressure? What is the no? What is no? I showed you. What is the highest number in the body?
You are.
Because I just.
Sorry you had to walk so far.
Yeah, they gave us all that.
Oh, yeah, I just didn't want to sneak it in your food. I like putting flavor in your food, but not that.
We need to cook something in soup too.
That's nice and hot these days.
And then, right?
That would buy, I'll buy that now. Yeah.
So see, I've been buying bagels and
Oh, yeah, I love bagels.
I love bagels
Yeah, I do too.
and I gotta stop eating.
Mhm. So big, they're bad, they're bad.
You like this?
You know, a raisin cinnamon bagel. is what I-
Yeah, that's what I buy,
Yeah.
raisins, cinnamon. I love them. I could just get everything. I make a cup of tea. I make a cup of tea and eat that.
So I'm gonna start buying me some nanobites. Try to get my blood sugar back down.
There you go.
You don't throw away the fat that you're putting over there in that pan, do you?
Nope, that's why the chicken stock. Get a big pot and throw that in there and let it cook.
Well,
I finished.
How I know that it's ready?
The spinach.
Is I stir the soup up and the pasta that's gone from that little hard, real deep yellow looking, now it's almost white, like rice. But I know it's done.
And it's not there yet.
Seasoning out now.
Now, you guys remember. That, I'm pulling this out for a reason.
Okay.
The reason I pulled this out this time is because if you remember when I was making the stock and I put it in some cheesecloth. I was making a more hearty soup. I was gonna use this spice again. When I'm making a soup like this, I haven't even fresh. I'm just gonna untie this, put it back in the soup, because this is okay to eat.
Yeah.
Okay, it's already in there, but it's okay to eat it. Now, if you want to make it a little easier to digest or see in your soup, you can just chop it.
Chop it, yeah.
Put it in there.
I think they have chocolate.
But if you don't want to eat it, but you still want the flavor in your soup, leave it whole like that, so that way when you're eating the soup, you can see it, and if you don't eat it, you can pull it out. Okay?
Yeah.
No, there's none.
So use everything you can.
Everything that you can. And again, when I started taking salt out, and when I started cooking with no salt, it was always my philosophy to, if I'm gonna take something out, I'm gonna replace it with something. But I'm not just gonna replace it with anything. I'm gonna try to match it up with what I'm cooking. So that way it's going to enhance those flavors. It just came right off of it. It is.
A lot of work. Work.
Well, that's why they make convenience products.
Lady,
So you don't have to work.
You don't really want to. Healthy.
And see, we done got so lazy now, we got an air fryer. Cooking in about a few minutes. I got one, ain't never used. It's still sick. Air fryer. No, I ain't planning on it. I don't think I'm doing all this.
You can tell. Oh, yeah.
They find a way.
Yeah.
So get it in there.
See, I eat that shit, you can taste butter. I mean, like I saying, if I eat something, somebody will cook this, it's got salt. It's still awful for me.
No, good afternoon.
Quite ready for the weather.
Yes, if you raincoat on. Yeah, right here.
Come over here.
You can sit down right here.
Ready. I will. No, they kind of old now. Oh.
They're pretty.
Thank you.
Oh, I mean, what, 2 months?
Too much.
24 hours. So it probably 24 hours. They are pretty.
You ordered them?
Yes, I found you.
There you go.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
That was what
They could look just like mine.
But you went in a while.
If you went to the one working out,
Yeah, it worked out. 9 o'clock.
was Pam here today? Pam, my cousin, Pam Wellborn. She went there today. Okay. I'll go home and talk. Tell her about being.
Yeah. A lot of folks.
But you did the wrong.
All right.
Mario went.
Put this on your
If I'm
back.
invited you to.
Oh, that's ready. Let's put it on here. Yeah. You don't have to.
What's wrong with that?
Wait a minute, we know that.
Social, but that's.
But you know, a lot of times people think the house.
Yeah, I was in the gym with school one
All
time.
right,
Wow, thank you, Bridget.
Yeah.
Bridget is help. It looks good. Thank you,
Oh,
dear.
this.
Thank you, dear.
Chicken stuff.
Okay,
Rotisserie chicken.
okay.
We got the man bite.
Thank you, darling. I can see.
No, not the man.
How is that?
Breaking. Delicious. Almost every.
Like the whole day.
Say
Can you make it?
Grace,
Go ahead.
Father God, we thank you for the student, this time and this fellowship. We thank you for all your blessings. And we thank you for the knowledge that's shared in your house. These things we ask in your son Jesus' name. Amen.
amen.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. You got it on your phone?
But I'm sorry. Some of these.
Yeah.
You know, we just look in the school, I don't know what it is about.
I just wanted to be sad.
Oh, really?
Look, I ain't talking about it.
Look,
It was good talk.
No, because it was good.
Glory, yes. Take it out.
It's real tasty.
Glory, you make it get that.
Thank you.
Thank you, Chef Jeff.
Somebody knows.
Are these fat?
No, ma'am.
How you
Not
know?
fat,
You
no.
a man.
Oh, wow.
We don't do that.
Now,
We don't do that.
if you want to add crispy onions to it, just to give it another little kick of flavor.
and Jesus really.
This is good.
Oh, no. That's why I said.
Where they are? Where are they?
We need grocery store.
You sure, Mr. Thomas?
We're gonna try.
Brenda Jean got to be here today. Brenda Jean.
Oh.
Friday.
And,
Where's Jimmy?
then we don't come over. I don't know where it is. Please don't. Good. It is.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What you did? Thank you. Why you didn't invite help?
Every Sunday, they feel. Come over here. Me. No, they don't talk about it. Just coming over.
If any kind of that.
So there's some wrong in here.
Chicken ball.
Finish up.
Okay. So how did you do that, Jeff?
Oh, yeah.
The what?
Right on.
No, I'm not a onion person.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, appreciate you.
I'm not as young as you.
She said, this is good.
It sure is, sir.
What I was explaining earlier is the carcass. I always say the carcass and make more stock.
The carcass of the chicken.
No, just reject.
And he does your own nutrition.
It tastes so good. This is the perfect thing for the day.
Absolutely.
What was that you add in that white pouch like thing? This is good. I just wanted to know that it is. Either
That's what you were talking. Oh.
Y'all made me be here today.
Thank you.
And you, in the onion, you can even just.
French fries.
Excuse me, did anybody need a bottle of water by chance? So you good? Everybody good?
Thank you, sir.
I do A lot of times it adds pepper. To fried onions. But you can take regular fried onions that you buy in the store, you can add any kind of seasoning. Again, you're adding more flavor, taking the sodium and the salt out, and adding something back in. Much better alternative. Much better alternative. What do you think?
Got a good flavor.
That's
Good flavor.
What's that?
Fair assessment.
Need a whole lot more. Yes, you got that. Two or three bowls.
Actually,
Yeah, you're gonna need 2 or 3 bowls for that crisp. Right there.
Tastes is so good.
Would anyone like any more bread?
Yes.
It's real good. I like to take my nut of bread and soak it and dip it in my soup like it's crack.
Yeah.
Or cooking, dip it in milk.
How you say that word?
No. Non-bite.
Spelled the same way backwards as forwards. Naan. Naan.
And where do you purchase this, Chef Jeff?
Yes, so.
It is good.
So where they'll be advertising flatbreads and things like that. What else?
No, ain't got to eat all this non-bread, but, take care of it. We ain't gonna have them taking, by the way, I did bring some containers.
Some containers.
You don't want them to overdo it, right?
Must be a bachelor.
Well,
Very good. Yeah. Let's go.
You to come down there, get some.
Did we,
I'm a brave, I got to have my brave.
mention to,
Thank you.
Turkey that we got soup, they, I will tell you.
She's gone for it. She had lots of.
Oh, she's go.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is good. Very good.
And it was made bad.
When it was what, Bridget?
It was made bad. He made it since he was here.
Okay.
that's set it out.
Except for the chicken stock.
Make that ahead of time. All you gotta do is pull out the freezer.
Pull out the what?
Pull out the freezer.
Oh,
I make a big pot of chicken stock. And I use it 90% of the time to replace water,
okay.
whatever cooking liquid, because it's gonna automatically add flavor.
Okay.
Unless I'm doing something for a vegetarian, something like that, then I make vegetable stock as well.
I got some
It's always another way.
So what about that Swanson stock, vegetable stock? The chicken stock. That is good.
All that is good. Got a good question up here, ladies.
Good noise, good noise.
Now, I'm sorry, what was your question?
What about the chicken stock and, which is about vegetable stock by Swanson that's in the grocery store?
It's still okay to use,
Okay,
but the most important thing is to turn that package around.
okay,
Because even though some of them say lower sodium, less sodium, you still turn around and read the back of that package.
okay.
The reason I say to do that is because I know how much sodium is in my stuff. No, I'm not adding.
Yes, got a question.
Yes, sir.
Is it better to use dry herbs as fresh or fresh herbs?
Fresh.
Because we grow a lot,
Fresh
so I can
is
just
best.
take them and use them.
Fresh is always best.
Okay.
Now, if you're baking, dried herbs are more intense. You use a little better to use. But when you use it to use marinades, soups, stews, things like that, fresh is always best. Yeah.
But you look at the package, it's considered nice.
My answer? to
Yeah,
that,
no,
you want the technical way.
let me both out.
Technical answer is, know what your levels are and what your doctor tells you. Gonna be too much sodium.
That's
The easier answer, the easier way to manage it, to leave it all out. So if you're looking at 2 packages that have 2 different sodium levels in it, again, it's in a package, so it's gonna have some kind of sodium in it. Take the less of the 2 evils. Now, like our presidential elections.
Yeah.
You gotta have it up. You gotta have one of the other. Oh.
We got a.
Or you can just one done, that's for you. But the least amount of sodium is probably gonna be better. Anyone care for some more?
Yeah.
That's my quality control professor.
She's not sure how it tastes, Chef Jerry. So she needs more.
It's good, very good.
You don't want to hear about stuff.
The broth is absolutely delicious. The broth is absolutely delicious.
Thank you.
He did that all the time.
Now, the other reason to use orzo in this is if you have allergies.
Come on in, baby
You
King.
have rice.
We good.
Tell him the system's not here, so we got to go to the office.
Is that why you're trying to get back in?
Tell him she ain't living there. Leave.
He gone to the doctor. Turkey gone to the doctor.
Oh, she's not here.
She was
She
here.
was when she left.
She left.
Yes, he has the doctor's appointment.
Thank you so much.
Cover.
He want to get his contagion.
You've done this. Start.
Mr. Big.
You want some of this wrong?
I already do that.
Except I have a little bit. more. Yeah, I have a couple. It's good.
It sure is.
I think the broth is great.
I look like Stevie, how about spinach?
The whole thing is great.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can you use broccoli in here as well?
Use any vegetable in this that you want. Any recipe that I give you, please take it, alter it, make it your own. The only thing that I ask that you do not change in my recipe is put in salt. In. If it calls for salt, take it out. Take it out and put that other thing. Garlic. Garlic. Onion powder.
God, no, he said, it's salt.
It's salt, you get it.
And you're into the salt.
Don't
let it salt.
Right.
That was really good. I'm off my brand and all those stuff you put in there. Oh, there's too much there. Tip right on out of here.
Stay dry.
It is, and it's the perfect day to be. Something like this. Chef did a good job.
That was really good.
Very good.
It was
Yeah, you know you're eating something, you're not overstuffed.
You eat something that's good for you. Yeah. That'll cook you.
Good for you, good to you.
Yeah, like.
That's important, yeah.
And then it's like.
Yeah, we did from the code.
Sonia.
I guess.
That's well.
So again, wrap this session up. Please. Monitor your level. All of it. Blood pressure, sugar. All of it, cholesterol. Knowledge is power. Not be afraid to ask those who are paid to give you that knowledge. Pile that knowledge. Look at that, all of that information. They're supposed to give you a summary of that. But again, even though you're not a doctor, you can tell them more about your body than they can tell you.
What does that look like, right?
Again, thank y'all for coming. Allowing me to do this because this is not my purpose, it is my passion. It's my passion, Emma.
Well, we enjoyed the shift, Jim.
Thank you.
We are a good class, we know.
Y'all my favorite.
You come back next Thursday?
Anybody to it? Did it contain
Yeah, I'll be here every other week.
Not next week, we got it.
What other places you go?
You wanna go now?
You go to,
Yeah, I do.
anybody?
On Wednesdays, if any of you belong to or are members of the Eastway Regional Recreation Center, Park and Rec Center, Wednesday, 11 and 12, at the classes in immobilization.
And direction of Eastway.
At Eastway,
On what days?
Wednesdays.
Yeah.
11
Look, that's why.
Well, and those classes, that class started out as just one class, but it became standing room only, because they have an actual demo kit there. It became standing room only, so I told them that I would do a second class. So, excuse me, they have made it first come, first serve. If I see you, they have a big glass window outside of the demo kitchen. If I see you walk up and I see you standing out there, I will probably invite you in.
Right, listen, probably.
Well, the reason I say that is because I have to be careful when I do that, because I can't do that. Oh, because, not because I'm restricting it, it's just because of the room stuff. You know,
Well, thank you, Chef Jim.
but it's always mine. We're gonna do the infused oil again. I'll give you guys advance notice, like probably a session ahead of time. So we'll come prepared for that. Okay. All right.
Is that the one where you made the oil the last time? That's using the Spanish people containers?
It'll contain, I'll find that, you know, the contents have evaporated out of,
Okay.
because, you know, sometimes I leave the tops off and the contents just kind of.
Too bad we can't find another one of those, places that give you some bottles.
I know, they used to all give me bottles, but now. I think I have it in back track.
Okay.
There's ways around bars and because they have to scratch that label.
Oh,
Yeah, that's all they're concerned with. So I'm gonna tell them, take the label, take the label, just don't throw the bottle in the trash can and break it. That's the only requirement. The ABC board gives them scratch that label.
Okay.
Wouldn't discard it, right?
Very good.
Thank you all again.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. You got to. Know your job. Hey, you know, I.
Clean up day.
Clean up.
We need that box, right? No, I think I do remember that. Does he have any more of these left?